trade agreement. Those are the two different things. It can come from a country which is subject to free trade agreement, let's say Israel, right, IL, but it didn't meet, or let's say GSP, okay, GSP, Generalized System Preference, Thailand, it comes from Thailand, GSP country, but it doesn't meet the 35% threshold, which is required in the GSP. You are not told that it meets 35% threshold. Right. Can you presume that it is entitled to the GSP or not? I wouldn't. I hope that that's not the thing that customs examiners are encouraging, presumption of the duty-free treatment in the absence of necessary information. Right. If they are, let me know, we can appeal it, if they have any questions like that.
So. And then how do you know what countries are the generalized system of preferences?
We'll get to that, but it's in general notes.
Okay.
General notes list FTAs, okay, free trade agreements. And by the way, as a person, okay, please don't get confused by the label free, okay. Free is not free, you have qualification criteria, okay. So free is just a label of convenience, but there is so many prerequisites that you're required to meet that I think use word of free here is not very much appropriate, in my opinion. But some of us, because we're all humans, we like to associate things with labels, and when I see free, usually I think gratis, okay. and here there is so many check. Gratis is free in Spanish. So yeah, keep that in mind. Now, so where else can you find a note about special rate of duty? Okay, so first thing you want to check at whether free trade agreement applies. Where do you look for free trade agreement? You look in general notes, okay? But also you can find the special special rate of duty, as I mentioned, on top of GN 383, Roman numeral 3. And this is on next page. Flip the page over. You will see Roman numeral 3 highlighted, which says the special subcolumn reflects the rate of duty of one or more special tariff treatment programs described in the paragraph C of this note. So you will scroll down and you look at C, okay? And identified in parentheses immediately following the duty rate specified in such subcolumn, okay? It further states that these rates apply to the products that are properly classified and which meet and all of the legal requirements for eligibility of such program or program have been met. So what does that sentence mean? That sentence means that it is your duty, before you can use the column 2 special column, column 1 special, you have to make sure that all legal requirements are met. What does that mean? That means that you must look at the legal requirements for each trade program if you wish to qualify it on a customs exam, okay? And you must go through the procedure of verifying if it applies or not, okay? That's, for now, that's all you need to know. Hopefully by the end of the class you'll be going through the check sheet of free trade agreements and qualification criteria, okay? Now flip back to the page 1. Now next, suppose you went through your checks, okay, and suppose customs examiners tells you that special rate of duty column is not applicable. Your next thing is to go to the general and figure out the general, and take a look at the general rate for the ballpoint pens under 9608.10.0000. It says 0.8 cents plus 5.4%. Okay, some terminology. Customs examiners I've seen him use it before, so it doesn't throw you off. Please become familiar. Where you see percentage, this is known as ad valorem. Ad valorem, okay? It's a percentage. No matter how much you pay, okay, for the no matter what the value is, you always pay the percentage of that value. And this is known as specific duty rate. Okay? Specific. So if this ballpoint pen costs $1, I pay 0.8 cents for each pencil. I mean for each pen. If it costs 50 cents, I still pay 0.8 cents. Okay? It doesn't matter. The price goes up or down, I pay the same amount. Ad valorem, I pay higher duty depending on the price I declare. Okay? Sometimes, such as with ballpoint pens, you have both specific and ad valorem. This is called okay, let me see. Compound. Compound meaning one compounds upon another. So you have compound rate of duty, specific plus ad valorem. So things that you need to ask. You need to know the quantity, okay, because you pay 0.8 cents for each ballpoint pen, plus you pay a certain percentage of the value. So there are two factors, and when you add them up, this is the amount of money that you need to pay to customs, okay, provided. So if it comes from China, this is the amount you pay. If it comes from Japan, I think this comes from Japan, yeah, made in Japan, this is the amount you pay. Okay, compound rate of duty. Next, column 2. Look at the column 2. 6 cents per each plus 40%. That's a lot. Okay. So when you pay rate of duty column 2, when you pay 6 cents plus 40%, okay, the answer lies in general note 3b. So please flip your page over 1, 2, so you end up on general note page 6 of general notes, and look at B, okay, and notice two countries that are listed, okay, Cuba, we briefly talked about Cuba in last class, and North Korea. All right, those are the two countries today. When I took my exam, I think there was Sudan also listed. They took Sudan off. Cuba and North Korea. If you have an indication of that it comes from Cuba and North Korea, it is listed in column 2. No other country can be listed in can have duty rates in column 2, at least for the purposes of your forthcoming customs broker examination. All right. So that should be easy to remember. So if you don't see Cuba or North Korea, don't even worry about column 2. All right. So keep this for the reference, and make sure that you know your navigation. Next. Very soon I'll be passing out here. I'll be passing out the questions, and there is certain methodology I'd like you to get used to. Very often, this will not come easy. Okay, this will not come easy because it's problematic to when you see the question, you first want to see the facts. Okay, the facts are presented to you, then comes the call of the question, and then come the answer choices. All right. The problem with that is that they give you a bunch of facts. Some of the facts are relevant, some of the facts are not relevant. How do you know which facts are relevant and which ones aren't? You don't unless you look at the call of the question. For example, what is the duty rate, or is a free trade agreement applicable, or what is the marking, or how much fine does the customs broker need to pay, or you get the sense. Okay, so once you read the question, which is usually towards the end, only then you go and read the fact pattern. Sometimes the question will be one sentence, that's easy. Sometimes it can be as much as paragraph long. Sometimes you'll be presented with the invoice and then stated, based on this invoice, answer a bunch of the questions which will follow. Okay, go to the questions first, read the question, read the fact pattern, and then go to the invoice. All right, so that's number one. Number two, don't go to the fact pattern right away. Look at the answers that they're given. They will be given 5 answer choices. Okay, and because those 5 answer choices somewhat hint you at what the answer should be. Okay, because one of them should be right. Okay, usually 2 of them you can cross out right away. 2 or 3 you may have struggled with. Okay, so if you can cross out several right away, but don't cross them out just yet. You're at this point. You just scan it. You don't read it. You scan it. Okay. Only then, as a third step, you go to the fact pattern, because now you know what the question is. Number 1. Number 2, you know what the answer choices are. Now you're equipped to spend your time on reading what the facts of the matter are. Next is you reread the question, because sometimes when the things are hectic, and they will be, because under the pressure of time, you will often forget and you jump to the answer choices. Oh, I'll know what it is. If you forget what the call of a question is, okay, you're in a hurry. It's very easy for you to sidestep and answer and pick the wrong choice. Very easy. All right. Okay. And the 6th one is, this is process of elimination most of the time. If you know this right away, great. But the best way to be sure is by crossing out those ones that are incorrect. All right. And if you don't when you do that, if you don't have it in front of you, okay, if you don't have it in front of you and actually read through it carefully, then you don't get into the habit of answering questions using this methodology, you will not get used to that, and you may even succeed, okay, without using this. But the success will be at the expense of time. If you spend your time reading the fact pattern first, not reading the question, okay, this is the time that you use you could use to answer other questions. So my recommendation is hang it on the wall or have it in front of you and refer to it from the very beginning as you're getting used to answering these questions. So let's do the example. Let's go to the next page. I know you want to go and read the fact pattern. Please don't. Go to the last sentence. I know it's only one sentence, but don't even waste your time. Start with the second sentence, right before, followed by the question. How do you know it's a call or question marked? What is the maximum period before which the corporate brokerage must replace the licensed individual before the corporation's broker license will be revoked? Okay. Scan 60, 90, 120, 150, 180. Okay. Young, what's the answer? Okay, there you go. It's a license rule, remember? Continuous period. All right. And then, as you can see, you didn't even need to read it, right? But the possible choice answers are 180, which is a permit rule, and 120, which is a license rule. Those, the ones I meant to make a mental checkpoint. 60 days we've seen in the appeal process, okay? Those are the 60-day labels. If you want to appeal, let's say you got denied, okay, those are the 60s, okay? 90 days, I don't think I've seen 90 days. It is possible to have 90 days for something, but it's not much, so likely this is wrong, okay? 150 days, I don't even remember. So B and D you can cross out right away. A, given the amount of information in the process, you may think it's relevant because you've seen 60s throughout the outline, but 120 and 180 are really the ones that you will have struggle with, okay? Now, look at the fact pattern. The licensed individual qualifying for a corporation's broker license leaves the corporate brokerage. So you know that it's about corporate broker license. So it's a license rule, not a permit rule, okay? Because it could have been, it couldn't even been a question about the permit, okay? But 120 days. Next, are you finished? Are you moving on to the next question? Hope not. Hope not. The next thing you do, if you are not sure, you will see my explanatory notes, okay? Those are the ones that I sit down and make on my own. They are not by customs, but usually they agree with customs final determination. It's just a reason in which hopefully makes it easier for you to navigate. But use this if you are not sure, or just read it. It will not hurt because this gives you the analytical. So I say license provision for corporations is addressed in 11145, right? And allows corporate brokers to lawfully operate, and then I list the number of days, okay? So 34C is the correct answer. Should you stop there? I hope not. Next thing, if you don't have your book, you print out. You have the link for the printout. Or if you do have a book, you go to the page, okay? You find that section. This book you will be bringing to the exam. And what you do is you take, I wish I could show this, I don't have a highlighter, but what you do is, no, that's fine, Andrea, that's fine. What you do is, you see this 120 days in the text, okay? It's on the next page. You take a highlighter and you highlight this 120 days and you put down license rule or something like that on the sidelines. Those sidelines are for you to fill it out, okay? Those sidelines are great, okay? Use it, okay? Use your notes, use your comments, and make a note. Then, if you haven't purchased your book yet, use that page to put it in, okay, once you print out the whole book. Or start your own compilation of books, so by the time we finish, you have the whole book printed out on your own if you like, okay? But this is a process which is not detaching you, which keeps you in place, keeps you with a specific methodology, and keeps you in tune with the current Code of Federal Regulations, or if we do classification, with the HTSUS, okay? So this is a method that I highly encourage you to do. I know at first it will be time consuming, but by the time you sit at the examination, it will pay off. Okay, any questions on this?